Hello and welcome back everyone to my class. I hope you all are doing well. Today I am going to discuss three questions from the chapter Principles of Inheritance and Variation of Class 12 Biology. So today's first question is, write the Mendel's first law of inheritance or law of dominance and explain it. Answer. According to the law of dominance, in a cross between pure organisms for contrasting characters of a pair, only one character of the pair appears in the first filial generation. The expressed character is called dominant character and the unexpressed character is called recessive character. Explanation of the law of dominance. The genes are the units of DNA, which, along with RNA and other nucleoproteins, constitute the thread-like structures, the chromosomes. Cytological evidences show that the chromosomes of similar size and nature often form a pair during meiotic cell division, and such identical chromosomes are known as homologous chromosomes. Each character of a pair of contrasting characters is represented by a single gene. For example, if the character for toneless is represented by the gene T, the character for a homozygous tall pea plant will be represented by a pair of genes T. Similarly, the homozygous dwarf pea plant will be represented by a pair of genes t. During gametogenesis, when the germinal cells undergo meiotic cell division, the homologous chromosomes with T or small t genes separate and each chromosome with T or small t gene is passed to the gamete. The gametes of both parents unite during fertilization to form a diploid zygote, from which a new individual develops possessing both tall T and dwarf t characters. Therefore, the F1 individuals are known as heterozygous or hybrids, because the hybrids of F1 generation in this cross have tall stem. So the characters of tallness T is considered as dominant character, and because the character for dwarfness t could not express itself in F1 generation, therefore it is considered as recessive character. Here I include a figure showing Mendel's monohybrid cross. Pure tall plant with T allele and pure dwarf plant with small t allele of P1 generation produce T and small t gametes, and they unite to form F1 generation with genotype T and its phenotype is tall. After that, selfing between male gametes and female gametes of F1 generation produce F2 generation with 3 tall plant and 1 dwarf plant. Therefore, phenotypic ratio is 3:1. It means 3 tall plants and 1 dwarf plant. and genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. It means one tall plant with genotype T, two tall plant with genotype T, and one dwarf plant with genotype t. Question number 2. Write the Mendel's second law of inheritance or law of segregation and explain it. Mendel's second law is also called law of purity of gametes. Answer. Law of segregation states that in the hybrids or heterozygotes of F1 generation, two contrasting genes or alleles though remain together for a long time, they do not contaminate or mix or blend with each other, but they separate or segregate at the time of gametogenesis, so that each gamete receives only one gene of either dominant or recessive. Explanation of law of segregation. The law of segregation can be explained with the help of a monohybrid cross. It is obvious that though in F1 hybrids only the dominant phenotype appears, the recessive phenotype is not lost because it reappears in F2 generation again. This results that although the alleles of dominant and recessive nature remain together in F1 hybrids for a long time, there is no blending or they do not mix or contaminate. At the time of formation of gametes, these two alleles or factors obviously separate or segregate. Otherwise, recessive character cannot appear in F2 generation. The reason behind this phenomenon is that the gametes of F1 hybrids always carry only one allele or factor out of the two for a particular character, and hence a gamete is always pure for a particular character. Thus, we see that gametes produced at any time always carry either the dominant or the recessive allele. This is why it is called either as principle of segregation or law of purity of gametes. Here, I again include a figure showing Mendel's monohybrid cross to explain Mendel's second law. It shows though in F1 hybrids only dominant phenotype appears, the recessive phenotype is not lost. It segregates during gamete formation and reappears in F2 generation. Question number 3. Write the Mendel's third law of inheritance or law of independent assortment and explain it. Answer. According to law of independent assortment, if the inheritance of more than one pair of characters is considered in a hybridization experiment simultaneously, the factors or genes for each pair of characters assort independently of the other pairs. Explanation. Mendel's third law of inheritance is explained with the help of dihybrid cross. In dihybrid experiment, Mendel made a cross between pea plants having yellow cotyledon color and round seed surface and plants having green cotyledon color and rough or wrinkled seed surface. In this cross, the yellow color is dominant over green character and the round character is dominant over wrinkled character. These characters can be represented by genes as follows. A gene for yellow color of cotyledon is capital Y. B gene for green color of cotyledon is small y. C gene for round character of seed surface is capital R, and D gene for wrinkle character of seed surface is small r. The homozygous pea plants with yellow round seeds have the alleles capital Y for yellow color of seeds on one member of a pair of homologous chromosomes, and alleles capital R for round shape of seeds on the other member of a pair of homologous chromosomes. Similarly, homozygous green wrinkle seeds have the alleles small y for green color of seeds on one member of a pair of homologous chromosomes, and alleles small r for wrinkle shape of seed on the other member of the pair of homologous chromosomes. During gametogenesis, the homozygous plants having capital Y R alleles produce gametes with capital Y R alleles, and the homozygous plants having alleles small y r produce gametes with small y r alleles respectively. After fertilization between these gametes, hybrid plants are produced with capital Y R alleles, showing complete dominance of capital Y and capital R alleles over small y and small r alleles respectively. In the cells of F1 hybrids, on one member of homologous pair of chromosomes occur the alleles for yellow capital Y and green small y cotyledon color, and on the other member of a pair of homologous chromosomes are the alleles for round capital R and wrinkled small r seed shape. F1 hybrids with capital Y capital R small r alleles during gametogenesis produce four types of gametes with the following combinations. Number 1. The allele capital Y may be associated with the allele capital R to give rise capital Y capital R combination. Number 2. The allele capital Y may be associated with the allele small r to give rise capital Y small r combination. Number 3. The allele small y may be associated with the allele capital R to give rise small y capital R combination. And number 4. The allele small y may be associated with the allele small r to give rise small y small r combination. These four types of gametes capital Y capital R, capital Y small y capital R and small y small r of F1 hybrids unite randomly in the process of fertilization and produce a total of 16 types of individuals in F2 generation in the ratio of 9:3:3:1. These results have proved the law of independent assortment and showed that each pair of contrasting characters behaves independently and bears no permanent association with particular characters. The allele capital Y is associated with allele capital R in parent, but it does not always remain associated with allele capital R in the hybrids. It also remains associated with allele small r. Here I include a figure showing Mendel's dihybrid cross to explain Mendel's third law. Here, pure yellow round plant with allele capital Y, capital Y, capital R, and pure green wrinkle plant with allele small y, small r of P1 generation produce capital YR and small yr gametes, and they unite to form heterozygotes yellow round plant of F1 generation with genotype capital Y and capital R small r. After that, they produce 4 types of male gametes and 4 types of female gametes, and these gametes unite during the process of fertilization randomly and produce 16 types of individuals in the ratio 9:3:3:1, and the phenotypic ratio is yellow round 9:, yellow wrinkled 3:, green round 3:, green wrinkle 1. That's all for today's video, and thanks for giving your valuable time to watch my video.